Welcome back to another episode of the Jovial Pursuit Podcast. I'm your host, Jovi, with my co-host, Brandon. How are we doing this morning?
Good. Extra good. Extra good. So, got to play a little bit.
Video games.
Oh, yeah. For sure. It's not always that, but it's nice. It's just nice to do something, for you. And you're like, yeah, I like this. And I enjoy it. I don't do it all the time or to excess, but I enjoy it.
It is a good time. I've been enjoying it when we get a chance to play the old Power Worlds. And now you've seen my PC base, so you know what your boy worked.
Oh, that was a different experience. Like seeing all of it. Like
you joined the guild, and you got access to all that I have to offer, which is literal storage units worth of items.
Oh my, like whole setups. Like
It's
everything.
Good. It's good. I was glad that we had a chance to hop on and play the game.
I did
level your guy up.
I did feel like I was like the little brother. Like come on, like let's go. Yeah, let's go on this adventure. And I'm like, yeah, and trying to do things, and my guy's like, I haven't like my attack level is like really low. I'm like, stop it.
Big dinosaur. What's crazy? I just recognized you could have leveled your guy up. Like because your physical level was going up, you had stat points to associate to your character. It just dawned on me that I was like, oh, we could have made him a little stronger. Would have made a difference? No.
Not that much.
Not at all. But in the idea of you don't have to look as weak, you can do 14 damage instead of 7.
Yep.
Think about it.
That's what I'm saying. So,
How was the week overall?
Good. It's kind of the nickname that we've used for what the end of school year looks like. We call it Maycember because it feels a lot like December chaos, where you have something almost every weekend, where you have like dance recital, end of year play, papers to write with kids, and like
It's only April.
yeah, but it's like planning everything out and like getting everything on the calendar, getting everything organized, like email communication. Because remember, we're doing the Trail Life, like I'm doing that Trail Life group.
Yeah.
So I gotta send out like email correspondence to parents. Got to check in on all the things. So it's
You do too much.
Here's the thing.
You can't tell me wrong.
I would argue that I do too much or other people don't do enough. Because do you know what the wait time is for becoming for a young male in central Minnesota to get paired or matched with a big brother? Do you know what the wait list time is?
I do not, Brandon.
3.5 years.
So, am I to expect that you're gonna save humanity?
No, just the parts that I want to say yes to. Well, not want to say yes to. Feel like I should say yes to. I'm not gonna save humanity.
You know what?
I'm just gonna do my part. I'm just gonna do my part.
I guess we'll hop into it. That feelings aren't all our own.
Yes.
We shouldn't own every feeling that comes across us.
Correct.
Yet, here we are, a mental health professional doing the exact opposite.
No.
You would tell.
No.
Oh,
I say no to a fair bit. The motto in our home is, are you supposed to? And is it a team lift? So like the trail life thing, there's a group of like 7 or 8 other guys that are helping out with it. Not doing all of it, just doing my part.
But okay, so if you're doing your part,
Yeah.
but then you're finding that you're doing other people's part.
Then I will also encourage those people to step up and do their part.
Oh.
Or get out of it.
Okay.
But the feelings, I will tell you this. The pressure,
Disagree, but okay.
the pressure to do all of it is there. So you have a point that like,
You give way more pressure to yourself than what you should. Okay, yeah, let's clearly define this, because what I see you do, I understand where you're coming from. I'm out here, I'm helping in a way that I know I can, and it's not completely taking away from my time with my family. Okay, point taken. But then we have those moments in which you do not say no and take on these extracurriculars.
yeah.
And I see those moments and be like, you know, you already have a busy schedule.
That's true.
And you'd be like, you fit it in. But yet here I am only getting a chance to play Power World every 2.5 weeks. That's my only case in point, because it's affecting me. Okay.
So then doesn't that just turn it around where if I pivot, right? And we're like playing like, you know, multiple times a week. Isn't that then putting your feelings like, no? Putting your feelings above others, or like letting your feelings impact me?
I'm okay with
Isn't that the same?
Personally,
Okay.
that's fine
Okay.
to me. If it benefits me, why would I object? No,
Fair
as
enough.
a matter of fact, people don't do that. Don't. That's how we're in a governmental situation that we are now. Let's
Oh,
take a. I'm
no.
not gonna,
Oh.
no, because I'm not gonna.
We're gonna die. We're
I'm
dying
not
out
gonna-
here. We're not gonna make it.
Brandon, I'm not going down that path this week. I said I'm not gonna preach this week. Not like this, anyway. I'm a preach, but not like this. It's,
You're gonna hit him. You're gonna hit him with the Marvin Sapp version, like lock the doors, people, lock the doors.
First of all, I'm gonna hit y'all with a lock the doors moment. I'm not even gonna. There's no guessing. There's no questioning of like, yo, would he lock the door? So I promise you, we'll be in here all night until the Holy Ghost takes over. That's what it is. I don't want your money though. I don't care for your dollars. I want what the Holy Spirit wants. I want your heart. I want discernment for the masses. Whether it be for those out in the community who I technically don't have an attachment to, or those in my community. Y'all all gotta learn. We all gotta learn. So that's what I'm locking the doors for. we gonna get guidance today.
I mean, that's a better reason than his.
It's bogus because he should know better. And this is where I'd be like, yo, these pastors, they don't recognize how many people they're turning away from the church. And I'm not about to get into this whole this, that, and the third about everybody's religion and community. No, this speaks to the particular church, the church of the Christians, not Catholics, because y'all type different for us. But anywho.
Y'all
we-
different. Like,
if we started breaking stuff down, I'm like, I don't really fit in this column as much as you try to dominate said column. Anywho, it's the idea that, hey, read the book and, do what's in the book. And then y'all be like, but that person is ugly or that person is broke. And I mean, that's. The Messiah was ugly, y'all. This is not where I expected to go. But if
no, that statement alone, I was like, I mean, you got Good Friday and Easter coming up here. You're like, I would love to see you in a church going like, we're gonna talk about how ugly the Messiah was.
If I had the full confidence and armament of the word that Philip A. Mitchell has out of 2819 Church, I go off right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go off. Nah, I'm not gonna go off. Let me say this though. The scriptures, the word, what's written, whatever you want to classify it as, is there. I would just want you to recognize, if you read the text, it says the Messiah was not one of beauty or one to really be looked at double time at. Like, he wasn't one to, hey, really turn an eye. Like, hey, who's that white man with the blue eyes and the long, dirty blonde hair? It was not him. And when I think of the teachings and him going to the homeless and destitute and the sinners and so forth, it's like, he went to people that look like him. The message that came forth said that, the Messiah was not a handsome man. And that same non-handsome man is the one that put himself on the cross for us. We should seek that type of humbleness. This is not where I plan to go. I have some other things to say today. I might cut this out. Who knows? Right. We'll figure it out. But, bro, when I tell you, there's been moments here where I've wanted to come up on Saturday, Sunday morning, depending on, what Sabbath y'all follow on. I've wanted to be like, hey, I know you guys have been told a lot, but do we really know what's in this book that he told us to look into? A lot don't. And our nation's suffering because of such. It's, in my mind, bad when the quote-unquote opposite side has better knowledge and understanding of the scriptures than you do. I'm not right-wing. I'm not left-wing. I do fall in the middle. You could pretty much call me libertarian, where it's like a little conservative, but also, hey, people need their rights and give peace to that. I'm like, I wish I had more standing in the church sometimes, because I'd be like, y'all trifling. This is the same people that the Messiah kicked out the church. Why do you keep having me speak on scripture in these moments now, bro? Okay, what's going on? Brandon.
What?
Something, it's just, I had a schedule for today, and I'm just find myself deviating from such.
Doesn't that fall into the category of your feelings are not your own, though?
It Us?
I mean, it's a different take on it.
This is not, yeah, you're right. This is not the take that I imagined I'd go with, where I'd be like, hey, uh, especially those in the mental health side, not all those are yours. Hey, I'm dealing with it right now, where I'm like, I'm a man of faith. I'm a man of scripture. I'm a man of the Abrahamic faith. Uh, God's my center. That's undisputable. But I recognize more now than ever. Hey, a lot of the tones that I set for these conversations, or even pieces of the conversation, they don't belong to me. I came on here ready to bash everyone that's like got a negative like emotion that's running their life, and it's like, see, that's where you mess up already. Holy Spirit's like, you okay, let me fix this before we hop into it for real. Because if you're gonna give a proper righteous message, you can't have all the extraness. All of that extra feeling of like they're doing wrong and this, that, nah. Like, we have our feelings as people. We have godly feelings that come to us. We also have enemy feelings that come to us. And it'd be like, hey, who's running the show?
Mm-hmm.
And many, especially in your field, would see this as some sort of dissociative identity or separation from self, where I'm like, no, let's take a pause, because I'm still self. This is still Jovan, and I'm recognizing, you're able to see me recognize in real time, like, hey, not all of this is my own.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the title of this episode is not all feelings are your own. And I would like to dive into that situation further.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to step in where you can kind of corral a lot of this, because I have a spiritual notion that's going on, but not everyone wants to receive that, and that's okay. It's completely fine by me. So let me hear your professional mental health side of how you approach this type of dynamic.
Well, so on the mental health side of it, like, not this idea of like not all feelings are your own. There's a lot of times where we will work through sort of the origin stories of emotional experiences, because people will learn how to interpret different information and interpret different experiences as positive or negative based on previous experiences. It's sort of a social constructivist view, like whatever you experience and how it's interpreted by kind of growing up in a simple form will help you construct how you see the sort of sociological world and physical world, spiritual world, emotional world. It'll impact how you see it. So, like, for example, we've been really intentional with our children to put them in uncomfortable situations where, like, so last August, we drove out to the Pacific Northwest. What? So we drove, right? We drove 26 and a half hours straight. And we have 4 kids. So we're all jammed into this van. And I told them as we're like in North Dakota, they were like, "Oh, my legs are like not feeling great. I can't sleep." I said, "Guys, the only difference between whether this is enjoyable or this is punishment is your attitude. That's the only that's the only thing. Like, I will do my best to make it positive for you. Like, we'll have things we can do for this next day here, But the only thing that's actually going to get you over the hump of whether this is going to be positive or negative is your attitude. That's it. And I think having that be something that we're trying to influence them with, very, very, very direct. Like, I've told them, like, your dad is trying to make your life wonderful and amazing and uncomfortable intentionally to help you be a better person.
Right.
Like that idea of like feelings not being your own comes from something like that, where good, bad, or otherwise, your emotions and your feelings, like, they can have an origin story that's bigger than you, whether it's faith or even, you know, negative experiences, that you can react and feel something that comes from something that's bigger than you, more than just, oh, this happened today and that made me feel this way. I mean, there's a question in the mental health field that we ask of, like, have you always responded this way to this experience, or is this something that has its sort of roots in something bigger?
It's funny you make that statement of it's a situation that you challenge in the mental health sphere, but I also think it's a situation that hasn't been challenged enough.
Oh no, there's been far.
I don't see you as that non-challenge.
No, but like in the sort of neo-postmodern world, there's been a lot of emphasis on feelings equal fact, and I mean, like anything in nature, everything in sort of human functioning, when you take extreme stances, you can't, like, there's a balance and an order to everything. And you'll see like fields coming back from, I mean, let's, a simple example of like with kids in allergens. Like, we took this really extreme response for a while where we were like, don't expose them to peanut butter or strawberries or honey or anything like that. Like, right. you wash their hands, like, after like every 10 seconds. You like don't let them get dirty or try anything like that. And now they're like, you should probably let your kid eat some dirt every once in a while.
Eat dirt. Bro, I used to say that as an insult, but I'm like, also take care of yourself. Like, eat dirt. Like, get the minerals.
But like, you know, like, that's like, you're seeing that in the mental health world where we were like, you know, feelings equal facts. Everything you feel is valid. And actually now we're starting to see people be like, I don't.
Because it's like, what do you tell a schizophrenic at that point? Or, you know, anyone with DID, it's like...
Dude, did you mute yourself?
No. Am I not heard?
I can't hear you at all.
I'm like speaking just regular. Nothing at all.
Now you're back.
That doesn't make any sense because I muted the button.
Never mind. It just said my internet connection is unstable, so.
Oh, well, most of that doesn't make it in post, so.
Well, there you go.
Nonetheless, yeah. What was I saying?
I don't know.
I was, you threw me off with like, yo, are you speaking? And I'm like, wait, I was saying something.
I mean, we're seeing the bounce back in the mental health field, though. That's.
There's that. I think the biggest. All right, I'm gonna call you all out. The biggest problem with mental health is, for the longest time, it was worked on extremes.
Mm-hmm.
And working in a world of extremes, you're going to be disappointed. I say that as a person who works their literal life in extremes. It's not great. You get real disappointed when people don't be either following suit or doing what's supposedly the status quo, and it's like, oh, I will fight you. Yeah. I will put hands on you right now. Get in line or tussle. And let's face it, a lot of people don't know how to tussle these days, so there's gonna be a lot of hurt feelings. Mine included, because I'm gonna be crying while I'm beating your ass. Like, what did you make me do this to you?
I didn't too.
Come on, it's best for you. Put your hands down. God damn it. It's not like that for real, but okay. Hear me out because I didn't want to say this on air, but I'm gonna do it. Your boy's a growing man, and that's a mental health podcast / show for the internet. The past 2 years, I've found myself wanting to cry more, like a lot. I have come to know the benefits of crying, although I've known them before. Like, you can't beat a good cry. In an emotional state, man, a good cry, one, you're gonna let those feelings out, but then two, the nap after. Father said, go ahead and get rest. Like he told Elijah. Yep. I know you're depressed. I know you feel sad and all that. Here's a meal. Go ahead and sleep. We'll get back to the work the next day. And I'd be like, that's my favorite story. Because he said, yo, I know you're seeing the extremes of the world right now. Take a pause. It's a lot. I'm giving you a lot. And he'd be like, here's a meal. Here's a good nap. We'll talk about it after. When I tell you, outside of my faith, when I've had a good meal and a nap, I feel better.
Oh, yeah.
Why deal with all this frivolousness when I could just feel good right now after a good nap? And I could talk to you about like how I was feeling prior to. Snickers has the right commercial because they're like, hey, take this. You're not yourself without this.
Yep.
Like, I know I was acting like a whole white woman out there before in the grocery store asking for a manager. That's my fault, y'all. That's my fault.
You know,
I remember who I am. I can't ask for shit like that.
The best part is that, like you say, I was acting like a white woman, and I have people, like, memories of watching people do it, and they're all white women.
And they're like, I never saw myself like that. And it's like, nah, type shit. You were.
Yeah.
It's always been in there. And we got to break this down and separate this from who you actually want to be. Because let's face it, we are these things that we like to say we are.
Oh, yeah.
We like to say we're not biased. We like to say we're not aggressive. We like to say, we don't get upset with other people and their decisions or how they view us. Stop lying. This is my good advice for the day. Stop lying to yourself. Y'all be caring about what other people think of you. Let's accept that moment and move past that. To say you should not care what society thinks of you or how other people view you doesn't matter to you, you're wrong. You're wrong. I'm on my Stephen A. Tanner, this is for you. Because he calls me out all the time. But I'm like, no, as a matter of fact, when we start to think of ourselves as separate from the masses, we couldn't make a more possible wrong situation for ourselves. There's inklings of all personality types within us, and we have to accept that. The more you run, the more you're gonna tire yourself. Turn around, tell that motherfucker, hey, I know you a part of this, but you are not the major part in this. Step back. Step back. Tell that that instance or that emotion that truly isn't of what you want it to be to fall in line, because you are the master of your life right in this moment of living. If you're not of faith, like, then fall into that and be like, hey, but my aggressions do not control me. My depression does not control me. My sadness or overjoyment does not control me. Because let's face it, overjoy, it can be detrimental because you lose sight of other things. So let's not make it seem like that's the end all be all. Overjoyment, it blinds you. You want a life that's properly lit. And guiding your path. You can't just be swayed by this emotion, that emotion, all of the in between. There has to be you at the center that says, for now, I feel this, but I am at will to chuck it away. I'm happy. I no longer feel happiness. It sits to the side while I feel my upsetness and my anger or what have you. When this is done and it's had its place in time, you sit this on its back mantle where it goes and belongs, because it's still a feeling and it's still important. But you pick that joy and happiness back up. There's no in between that you should be sitting in where it's like, I feel nothing. And I know a lot of people who have dealt with depression or any instance in between. Nothing is not the goal. It's not. I've been there. I'll tell you wholeheartedly, it's not the goal. The goal is to be able to pick up these pieces when you need them to express how you are for that moment, for that time space, but then put them down and be like, I'm migrating to my happiness. Not fully developed. It's not fully developed. It's not undeveloped. It's where I'm journeying to. My sojournment to is to my happiness. But until I get there, hey, I be feeling sad, I be feeling tired, I be feeling all this, that, and the third in between.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. Your feelings are a tool, people. Your feelings and emotions are a tool for you to use. Not always keep the Phillips head screwdriver when you know you need a flathead. Why do you have a flathead when you know you need a hammer? When you need to saw through something, why are you using just this tiny chisel when you know there's better tools? Our emotions are meant to guide us to what we need next. The inner feeling, past all the leaves, past the stem, into the root cause of everything. If you're not using it for that, I apologize, but you're doing yourself a disservice. Brandon, get your hands off your head. I know you let me preach right now. You just be sitting back and be like, that's my boy.
Look at him go. Look at him go.
Brandon, you just be letting me go. When you stop talking and you just be like,
not like
that's my little protege. Look at my little young one coming up in the red. You be telling the Cobra, look at him go. Look at him, see this little screenshot. Look at him go. I'd be like, Brandon, you're supposed to be the professional here. Chime in and be like, he's right. He's right. Don't just do it in action off to the side, quiet, and be like, nah, y'all gotta listen to guy, cause he coming up in the ranks. I know he young. He ain't got no little school talent behind him, but he got that shit.
They already know. They know.
The only reason I do this outside of friends is because you're confirmation for me as someone in the field. Be like, I co-sign. I need you to say I co-sign after each one of my speeches.
Oh yeah. I should have like a sort of reaction or like a stamp of approval that I can do. Here. There you go.
We both. If I can find a way to put the platypus in here, that's our group chat snap of approval. Like, if the platypus comes up in the mix, approved. I'd be like, Brandon, Where's my clapping hand emoji in the background? Like, let him go off.
I should have done that one. There you go.
All right, bro.
Why are they wiggling though? All right. I mean, it's very much.
All right, let me chill. I'm gonna be a passer today. Yeah.
I hope so.
I hope I counsel people at the very least.
I hope so too. There's no platypus in here.
No, there's not. I gotta hope
Sad.
I can add it.
Yeah.
I'll find a way to do it.
Just,
In post.
Octopus. Not a platypus. Still ends in puss.
All right, y'all. You know what? I'm gonna end on a good note. Peace and love, y'all.